Hello buddies! In this video I will show you how you can achieve a total of 2000 mastery in gathering with a little amount of silver, a relatively amount of silver, and minimal time. I will show you from step by step different milestones that you can achieve just so it can be easier and maybe step by step without spending one bunch of money at one time. So let's start. The first one I would suggest is to use the Geranoa gear. You can buy it to a vendor and just upgrade it pretty easily. It's better than the Logia set. It's maybe a tiny bit more expensive, but not really that much, so that's why I think it's a better value than the Logia set, and it's really easy to craft. And I will just stop to duo with all of those pieces for now. Maybe you can upgrade them later. I will show you later what I mean by that. For the other accessories, you see that I have the Floramus earring and the Floramus ring. Basically, you can have two of those accessories for any type. Personally, I chose an earring and a ring for this video, but you can choose from any type. But you might ask, how do I get those? Basically, the first one you get is from a quest that the Linnea has in Idle. Before it was an event quest, but since then they converted it to a permanent quest, so you can have the equivalent of a Tri-Manus accessory for free, basically. And the second one is not really free, but it's kind of free because you can spend I think it's 100 seasonal token. Like when you do a season, you get some tokens and you can exchange those to get the second Floramus accessory, which is a Tri-Manus accessory, which is really good value for 100 of those seasonal things. For the gear, I will go with the Manus Gather Clothes. At that, it's like 5.6 billion or 6 billion, something like that. It's really not that much expensive compared to what it gives. 300 mastery, that's quite huge the more you go up in mastery. The other one is the Gather tool. You can use a pickaxe or anything that the fluid collector, a hoe, anything. And I would stop at that. It's pretty like it's not really worth much, maybe 3 billion if I remember correctly, and it gives 300 mastery. So I will go for those. And we must not forget about the Stella Stone, which is a stone that they give during events and such. During season, so you probably have a bunch of them in your inventory that you never ever used. So that's a really good 100 mastery, basically for free. You don't have to spend anything, and yeah, that's really easy. So we might just check how much mastery I get from all of those gear. It's basically 1661, and in silver it's worth around 14 billion. It's really not that much compared to like a PvE gear grind. It's only 14 billion to get a respectable amount of mastery, but that's just the first step. As you can see, here the majority of the cost is basically the gear, 8 billion in gear. But the other things are the crystals, around 6 billion silver. Let's go with the crystals. So basically, in today's patch note on console, they did the crystal unification. So basically, before, all the vital crystals were different kinds. So you had like plus 10 gathering, plus 10 alchemy, and so on. But now all of those crystals are unified into one that gives all mastery across the board. So you can have only one crystal preset that has 14 of them, and you get 140 mastery without even thinking about it. You just put it there and you have a permanent 140 mastery for around 6 billion. I think those crystals will go up in price and can be like 7 billion or 8 billion, something like that in total. So it's really not that much expensive for what it gives. And you just have to forget about it and you get those. So, and finally, for the consumables, it's important to not forget about them. The first one is the seafood crown meal. It's like basic, you just use that, 25 masteries, it's really easy. Second one is the elixir of improved mastery, 15 mastery. Those can be quite difficult to craft. Personally, I never use them, but if you really want that 15 mastery, you can craft them, or you can try to buy them, but I'm not sure if they sell really well. The third one is the Giovan Scrollin Support Scroll. Basically, that's a scroll that they give during events and maybe coupons that you register. They give 100 mastery, and you like maybe it's an event thing, but you probably have a lot of them in your inventory. So just look through all of your characters just to see how many you really have, because it's a limited source of mastery, but trust me, you will have a lot of them if you've been playing for a while. And it's the same principle with the Sacred Book of Florin. Yes, they both stack together, so you can use 100 mastery for each. And the Sacred Book of Florin is maybe easier to get. It's like just you get them from events like the Giovan Scroll, but you can also do weeklies to get like little leaves that you can trade with the loot scrolls, and you can get basically free Book of Florence if you do a little bit of life skilling. So those are the 4 consumables I recommend. And Spirit Stone, that's also an event, but I will show you later how you can change it to a more permanent option. And all of those gear for basically just starting, only spend 14 billion, really not that much in the grand scheme of things. You get 61 mastery, and that's by assuming that we are only gathering Artisan 1. Gathering Artisan 1 is really easy to achieve. You just do an afternoon of gathering, or maybe less, and you can get it like in 1 or 2 hours or something. It's really like low mastery for this video, but I just want to show you something that is accessible to anyone, even those that starts life skilling. So let's go back. That's the first thing. First, after that, you can upgrade your gear, and I would suggest simply to upgrade your Geranoa gear to Try. That's a little bit gain of mastery. It's like 80, 85 mastery gain, and you will not spend a whole lot more, like 6 billion in total, so it's like 2 billion more for like 80 masteries, so that's quite good. After that, I would just ditch those Geranoa gear and use the Duo Manus accessories. They can be quite a bit more expensive. It goes up to 19 billion silver, and for a total of 1745. Again, that's with Artisan 1. The more you life skill, the higher you will get in Artisan or Master or Guru, but Guru is quite hard to get. But you will probably be higher in the Artisan ranks, like Artisan 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, or maybe Master a couple of level above 1. But that's basically using that gear, Manus accessories. After that, I would suggest, like the Geranoa gear, you upgrade them to Try, Manus ring, accessories, and all of that, and you stay there. You don't need to upgrade them anymore. They're perfect. They don't really cost, like it gets up really fast. 36 billion for that right now, and for 1845. So it's 36 billion just to have almost 2000 mastery, but not quite there yet. The other step is to simply level up your Manus tool, which give another 100 mastery, but I think it's like 15 billion more. And now it goes up to 48 billion silver for almost 2000 mastery. But now let's like do a little stop and think about what we can do to improve. Basically, as you can see on PC, they have artifacts. If you have artifacts, you already achieve the 2000 mastery without, like, I don't know how much they cost because console don't have them. So I just wanted to show you that it's possible to achieve 2000 if at that step. But now you will have 1945 mastery, which is quite good. It's like 5 off the next bracket, but if I just cheat a little bit and put Artisan 2, which is really achievable, you get the 1950. And the thing you should know about life skilling is that it works by brackets of 50. So now, as you can see, now we have 1950. So we get the bracket from 1950. If we had 1955 or 1960 or 1965 and even 1995, you will not get more benefits than having 1950. You will need to achieve the next bracket, which is 2000. And so that's why you don't really care if you have like 25 extra from there or even 45 extra. You want brackets of 50 to get the benefits in gathering. And so now I will show you my gear, the ones that every source of mastery that you can get, which can be pretty expensive. So that's all my gear. I personally have all Tet Manus accessories. I don't even use the Floramos because they were not released when I already had my gear, so I just kept using those. But you can just use the Floramos, which is a Tri-Manus. It's really good, and you really don't need to upgrade to Manus Tet accessories. It can be like quite expensive, as you can see here. It's a really like PvE gear worth of money, like kind of. And another trick, oh yeah, for the if you don't have any Stella Stone, you can buy a Can's Heart of Life. It gives 25 mastery, and it's like the best thing you can have that gives mastery in the Alchemy slot without using the Stella Stones. And if you want a little trick about Alchemy Stones, the 25 mastery is a equip bonus. So you only have to equip the Can's Heart to have that bonus. So basically, if you want to like cheat a little bit, you can use the Trent tier, because the Trent tier, it just pops for 10 minutes on a character. It gives you life XP plus 30%, and once it's popped, you switch to the Can's Heart. So you can get the 25 mastery and the 30% XP bonus. That's a little trick that works with Alchemy Stones, but it's a good way if you want more XP and have to switch to Can's Heart, but you have to do that every 10 minutes because you don't want the Can's Heart to pop instead of the Trent tier. So it's just a little trick. Personally, I don't really use that. Like, it's switching to every 10 minutes for me. I just forget it and it just pops again, and I'm like, oh, again, next. I need to wait for the next 10 minutes. But that's a little trick. As you can see here, you can also use, I think it's a sub-weapon. Yeah, a sub-weapon that has a Garmar's Heart on it, because it gives an extra 2 crystal slots. Here I have 16 crystal slots. So if you want another 20 mastery, it's quite easy. You just have to spend like 7 billion to have another 20 mastery. But that's really not necessary. It's if you really want that 20 mastery. But I would just suggest you to maybe play more, gather more to increase your mastery rank. Here, Artisan 1 or Artisan 10 or Master. So you don't have to spend money to have even more more mastery. Here you see I have a 2155, basically above 2000. It's pointless. You don't get any other bonuses. I will just stop at 2000, but for the sake of the video, I just wanted to show you like how easy it is to get even more mastery than 2000, and you can just reduce gear. Like, you don't need Tet or Pen Manus accessories. It's just a waste of money, so you can just use them all to try, and basically you will still get enough mastery, or almost. Like, you just have to gather a little bit more and increase your mastery. Yeah, it can be quite expensive if you have a lot of Manus gear, especially if it's at Tet. But overall, it's like the best thing how you can get 2000 mastery really fast. Here I have the Pen Gather clothes, but you really don't need it. I will just suggest you to stop here. 1950, it's quite good. The rest can be achieved by leveling up a little bit more by using the character artisan thing, master or guru, and that's basically how you can achieve 2000 mastery easily with only a total of 48 billion, less than 50 billion investment. It's really good compared to like PvE gear that can be quite expensive. And I will show you in the next videos how I make money by life skilling and gathering truffle mushrooms, which is something that is really fun. I like doing it, so I would show you how I gather my truffle mushroom and how much money I make from those. So if you like the video, you can subscribe. If you have any question, maybe I forgot some things, and maybe I know that there is like life skill gods that watch my videos, and they know that I forgot the source of mastery. So don't hesitate to write them in the comment section, and I will read it, and maybe you will learn me. I will learn something. Who knows? So yeah, that's all I wanted to say today. So thank you again for watching, and see you another day. Bye bye, buddies.